Hello everyone! In this video we're doing something different from my usual art vlogs. I'm taking you along with me to the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam, or het Rijks for short, as the locals say. We'll start by visiting the Honor Gallery and then some of the surrounding rooms. These focus on art from the 1600s, which pretty much goes for the whole vlog, I guess. And this part will be featuring quite a lot of Rembrandt, but of course also a lot of other great art. Then I will show you something of the Vermeer Exhibit of 2023, which I had the very good fortune to visit. And lastly, as a fun little bonus round, I'll show you the Rijksmuseum's very elaborate big dollhouses as well, because that seemed like a fun way to close things off. So, care to join me for some great art? If so, hello, my name is Suzanne, welcome to my channel, and let's start the video for real now. This is the Rijksmuseum's entrance hall and we're heading towards the Honor Gallery on the second floor. This vlog will be a combination of video footage and photographs, by the way, mainly because of image quality. So there will be a lot of photos of the art, but that also means there are plenty of crispy close-ups coming up. And here we have finally arrived at the entrance to the Honor Gallery, filled with basically nothing but great art, in my opinion. Okay, let's start with some still life paintings and go on from there. Side note, I will be keeping the chatter somewhat to a minimum so you can enjoy the art in peace, okay? Next are the Vermeers in the permanent collection of the Rijksmuseum. I spent a bit longer with the Vermeers than usual this time around, so that I could skip them in the upcoming exhibit, which would take place a few months later, because I didn't want to be in the way of people who can't just visit them whenever they want, like I can. Are you a fan of close-ups as well? I got your back in this video. This is actually the very first purchase ever by the Rijksmuseum back in the day. This was before the museum was even settled in Amsterdam. And in and of itself it's just so iconic. It's also highly symbolic, and there's a full explanation of the painting at hand. We are coming up on some Rembrandts next. This particular painting is an old favorite of mine. I can never quite explain why, I just think it's so good. This couple is co-owned with the Louvre, and they have recently been moved to Paris for a few years, as per agreement. So if you want to see these paintings, that's where you can find them. Rembrandt's Nightwatch is currently being renovated, but they are doing it on location behind glass, so that people can still enjoy this great artwork. And with that we move out of the honor gallery and have a look at some of the other rooms on this floor. There are, besides more paintings, also furniture and other artifacts on show. Again, everything is from the 1600s. This painting is quite a public favorite as well, at least in my country. It's so Dutch. People ice skating in winter, obviously. Here we once again meet up with Mr. Rembrandt van Rijn in a room dedicated to his younger years. This is a rare landscape by Rembrandt. He did not paint many. And with this beautifully painted sketch, we say goodbye to Rembrandt and move on to the rest of the rooms. There's a section dedicated to Dutch painters in Italy who fell in love with the light over there. This one was my favorite. I found a nicely decorative mirror to give you a quick hello wave. Then there's this set of still life paintings. They look so clean and modern to me. I always think they might as well have been painted in the previous century, and not the 1600s. These paintings depict reality a little more accurately. Here we have the famous canals before all the big houses were built, so still with some empty plots and no trees yet. This young lady always catches my attention. It is quite a lovely painting, I think. She's warming her hands, in case you can't tell. And with this festive theme, we say goodbye to this part of the Rijksmuseum. After being quite saturated by all the art, I took a quick look around the library. This is always a lovely spot and it has an instant calming effect on me. Now the balcony is open to the public, but if you want to do some research using the Rijksmuseum's collections, you do have to make an appointment. And then it was on to the gift shop. It has become my habit to always buy at least one postcard after each museum visit. This time I picked these two. My Vermeer fascination was already starting to gather speed, right in time for the upcoming exhibition. I headed outside into the cold winter day. It wasn't particularly nice looking on this day, outside I mean, but I still wanted to show you this one final thing. In winter there's an ice skating rink in front of the museum, which is of course super touristy, but I think also super fun. Okay, let's jump ahead a couple of months now and move on to the Great Vermeer Exhibition. I went with a friend and we both felt very lucky to get tickets to what turned out to be an immensely popular exhibition. Now this exhibition was a little bit too crowded and the lighting was too low to do any proper filming, so this will be all photos, but personally I'd say it's still worth a watch. Off we go! As for this one, not being a Vermeer connoisseur, I didn't even know it existed, but I absolutely fell in love with it. This lovely young lady normally resides in Berlin, and she instantly became a new favorite of mine. And with this exquisite painting, we already come to the end of the Vermeer exhibition. I did not film a proper outro for this one, at least not on location, because I was a little bit overwhelmed. However, I think you can tell that I absolutely love this one, and so did my friend. So did I get the catalogue? Yes, of course I did. I even got myself a tote for the occasion and also some more postcards as per usual. I will show you some of the catalogue because there are some fantastic, and I do mean fantastic, close-ups in here. Seriously, if you're a Vermeer fan, get this catalogue. It is so good. Highly recommend. Okay, enough of Mr. Vermeer for the moment. I promised you a bonus round, remember? The dollhouses. And one of them actually features in a book. I still have it on my bookshelves. It is by Jessie Burton. So back to the Rijksmuseum we go one last time to, amongst other things, see what inspired the book I showed you. We start with another large and elaborate dollhouse, however, not from the book. This one was owned by a Petronella Dunois. Please excuse the rather poor video footage, by the way. These dollhouses are kept in the dark, and they're also behind glass and really tall, so not that easy to film. I'll switch back to photos for a bit so you can see all the details a little bit better. Then we move on to an even larger and more elaborate dollhouse, the one owned by Petronella Oortman, as featured in the book I just showed you. It's even been immortalized in a painting. This one was a little easier to film because of better lighting, and they've built a little platform you can stand on. These dollhouses cost a fortune to build and decorate, and they are mostly showpieces. They're not meant to be played with by children in a regular manner, which is somewhat understandable because look at them. I'll switch back to photos to show you the details a little better. And that was it for the dollhouses. It seemed a fun lightweight to end the vlog, I hope you agree. Of course there is a lot more wonderful art to admire in the Rijksmuseum, I've only shown you the second floor. But this vlog is long enough as it is, so I'll just show you some snippets while I end the video properly. And so, if you've made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. It's different from my usual art vlogs, but I'm in the middle of finishing up my summer projects, which is taking me quite a while as per usual. Meanwhile, I still had all this museum footage hanging around on my hard drive, so I thought I might finally put it to good use. Also because I'm aware not everyone can visit these types of musea because of financial or physical reasons or simply time-wise. So this was kind of an art-related public service thing to my mind. If you've enjoyed the video, please feel free to like and subscribe and all that, it always helps out the channel. Once more, I hope you enjoyed the vlog, and again, thanks for watching. Goodbye.